We'll get started in just a minute, Nikki. We start right at the top of the hour, but I'm so glad you're here and welcome from Montreal. Glad to have you. We'll be there in just a second. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into. We are completing the first half of 2024 tonight, aren't we? Kind of saying goodnight to it, the first part of the year. And from here, we roll into the second part. Glad you're here tonight. Some of you may have seen on the Facebook group. Can you hear me okay? I know. Hey, Mary, good to see you. We have Nikki in from Canada, from Montreal, and so glad to have you here tonight. And glad everybody has made it in. Boy, I have a great card. Good. Thanks, Roxanne. Appreciate that. I have a great card for us tonight. This is going to be fun. This is one of those that I have no idea where we're going. I have been going this morning since 4:30. I mean, wide open since 4:30, and had to replace some hardware up there in my booth, and it didn't come easily. Let's just say it had some challenges. So, hi, Robin. Hey, Kristen. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. This is going to be great. So you may have seen if you saw the Facebook, but boy, I'll tell you, Facebook has really changed. Liz, glad you're here. Been a while. Been a minute, like they say. Glad you're doing well and glad you're here. Facebook. So we used to do this in Facebook. And then I thought, let's just switch over to YouTube because then it's available to everybody. But we had a lot of people that were following from Facebook. So when we did that, like not as many people were here. And then Facebook made this, change that you can't post this to the group anymore. Well, we had started High Timeline Living as just a page. So you could post to a page. Then you could share the page into the group. Well, now you can't, at least as if I couldn't find it, you can't share live event. You can't share the event into your page. So I don't know if Facebook is going out for pages or something. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. We'll get. We'll get this is true. Don't anybody who's been riding along with me for a while knows how I feel about Zucker World. And we are on Zucker World tonight on Instagram. I've got it fired up on there as well. So where we are is on Facebook. Liz came in from Facebook. See, she's got the Facebook logo. She's on the page, and you can get there from there. Or, we've got, hey, Monica, we've got folks in on YouTube. So anyway, okay. So this is kind of cool. It was 2 years, 11 months ago that we first did one of these. So basically 3-year run. And we're going to take a little break. So this will be not the last one for me for a while. There are a couple of reasons, very good reasons. You can only pour out of a full cup. And right now, things that are in the works that you will be seeing and hearing about, I have 4 books, and these aren't just going to be books. With me, we're just not going to write a book. It's going to be an audio book, and there are going to be meditations, and there will probably be videos for each one as well from a separate web page. And then if you get the Kindle version, they'll be included there. And of course, there will be an audio book. So 4 on the slate. 2 right now are being co-written simultaneously. I'm doing one, and then I'm doing another one. I'm doing one, and I'm doing another one. I also have a slate of audio meditations that I'm going to be working on. Robert and I are bringing back 4 days of speed readings in August, 5 slots per. And if you'd like to circle your calendar for July 10th, that's going to be the day that we are going to open the doors for registration. And it's all in one place now. You can book the calendar, and you can pay for it, and you can sign up and give your birth information all at the same time. So it's great. It's going to be a lot smoother this time. I have 2 other projects going with Robert. The full plate of podcasts is a lot. And then I'm also developing a radio program with Judy Diamond in St. Louis. And you're going to see something about that here in just a second. So that is a full plate. Now, remember, I moved to the Jupiter line. So when you look at that list and you think, whoa, wow, what are you thinking? Well, that's the Jupiter line. That's expansion. That's a lot going on. So with that, I'm going to just tap the brakes at least until September. Kristen and Danny, though, you saw Danny a couple of weeks ago joining Kristen. For July and August, they are going to do the 21st of July and then August 4th, and possibly, she said, they might pop in on the 18th. Those will all be posted in the Facebook group. For those of you who are still hanging on to Facebook, that's all going on. So yes, we have got a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot happening for sure. And yes, Donna, I think the universe is saying, better to burn out than rust out. And that's never been a problem with me. So we'll just keep on trucking. Glad you're here, Kathleen, too. Thanks for joining us. I pulled a really cool card. So this almost reminded me of that first deck. The first time I ever had a deck of cards in my hand was in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. You've heard the story. It still is a story that it's like amazing. I had no idea. It was the first time in my life that I had been in such a bookstore. And I was just kind of, a little pensive. And the owner of Crystal Waters in Eureka Springs, I think it's still there, Josie, beautiful soul, and an artist too, came over and just walked me through it. And I ended up getting a meditation cushion and a deck of cards and probably a couple of other things. It was just great. So She said, she said, just hold the decks in your hands and one will speak to you, is the one that's supposed to be. And the one that spoke to me was the Angel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. I took it home. I read through the book. You know, you get a book with all of the card decks. And I saw that you were supposed to basically give each card your energy, you know, hold them and go through them. And I did that and whatever else was in the beginning of the book. Then I shuffled them. And I didn't know what to do, but what I did is I shuffled them 3 times and then I cut them 3 times in thirds. And I put the top to the bottom and I put the top in the middle and I put the middle in the top. And I've done it that way since. And that was in 2007 or 8 or 9, somewhere in there. And so there they were. And I spread them out. I was in an Airbnb, spread them out on the bed. And I just hovered my hands over them, just like she had showed me in the store. I mean, I did not know what I was doing. And boy, I could feel my hand being pulled to one area. And I picked that card up, and it was the solar plexus card. Now, I had just come off my second divorce. My kids were not happy with their dad at that point again. Probably a lot of that is what's triggered of what's going on now. Things were just not good in my life at all. And I had not pursued this. I didn't know about manifesting. I didn't know about the law of attraction. I didn't know about any of this. I just knew I wanted something different in my life at that point. That was it. Very beginning of the journey. And I was trashed. I got to just say, I was beaten up. I was almost 50 years old. I had thought, if I can't do any better than this, if I can't figure it out any better than this, get me the H out of here as fast as you can. And that was really my attitude. I just had nowhere to go. I certainly didn't have any power because the 3 prominent voices in my ears most of those 50 years, my mom, two people I was married to, well, the first one, not the second one, the first one, were just hypercritical. So I had believed it. I didn't think I was worth much. I had failed. My kids were, alienated. I was like, I had nothing. I had never been back on the radio, on the media. I started, I anchored the news when I was 21 years old and had never been back on. I mean, I was a piece of work. Sitting there in Eureka Springs by myself, nowhere to go. And that card that I put my finger on, I picked it up and it was the solar plexus card. And if you have that deck, you could go read the book on the solar plexus card. But basically it said that the angels want you to know that it's time to step into your power. And that was I'm not going to be able to tell this story. That was the thrust of that card. It's time for you to step into your power. You've been quiet long enough. There's work for you to do, and it's time. I thought, wow. It touched me, no doubt. I had no idea the full depth of it. So I thought, well, this is pretty cool. So I shuffled the deck again. Same way, 3 shuffles, like you shuffle cards, right? This way, 3 times. Cut the cards, take the middle, put them on the bottom, take the top, and I'm going to lose them here. Put them in the middle, take the top, and right? Did it again. Spread them out on the bedspread. Same thing. Closed my eyes, waved my hand up and down across the deck. You know the story. I picked up the card that, you can feel when you're running your hands across the deck. You can feel the pulse. You can feel like it's pulling you to one card. Solar plexus card. Solar plexus card twice in a row. You not think that somebody had my attention at that point? And I'll save you the details. It happened again. And then the last two times I shuffled that deck so many times, there was no way. And the third time, boom, pulled it out. I'm like, oh my God. And I read it. And by now I'm crying. And I shuffled them again. And I pulled it again. That was a pivotal point in my life. And by maybe 2 years from then, I was on a big radio station in Dallas doing a live call-in talk show. And, 3 years after that was when the nudge came to start a podcast. And then 6 months after that, the nudge to email Fred Dodson, and on we go. Tonight's card, see, it wants to jump out. Tonight's card reminded me totally of that. So I shuffled the deck. I went in the kitchen, spread them out on the counter so that everything was out there in front of me. And I just very slowly, I approached it. I just was like, okay, this is for all of us for tonight. As we were wrapping up 3 years of Level Up, taking a little break, this is for all of us. And I started moving my hands across very slowly. And you know what I felt for a few seconds there? Was I felt the whole deck. This is for all of us. I felt the whole collection of energy as one. The ups and downs, the good and the bad, the happy days, the sad days, the laughter and the tears, all of it is in here. And I felt it for all of us. But this thing always has a way. And I did exactly the same thing. And I moved my hands up and down. And I felt where the energy was. And I just put my finger down. And it was kind of in between. The card was kind of hidden, almost tucked away behind the one next to it. But it was clear. And I slid it out. And I picked it up. And it's the number one card in the deck, the Magician. Is that not amazing? For all of us. Skill, natural talents, powers of manifestation, creativity, resourcefulness. On the shadow side, boy, where I was in 2008, unused potential, latent talents, questionable intentions, manipulation, selfishness, unfocused or blocked energy. The Magician brings forth a powerful message of creation potential. You are magic. You are magic. Big time manifesting energy from the cosmos? Question mark. All the skills you require? Question mark. They are at your fingertips. Beautiful creator, go create. Activate the magic in your veins by focusing your energy, willpower, desire, and actions when you consciously step into your personal power and decide to shape the material world in this way. Every breath in, every breath out is an opportunity to carve new meanings and new perspectives into your reality. If you are unsure about your ability to create the life you desire, trust in the latent potential that resides within you. Feeling less than inspired at this time reminds you that it's time to find your muse, find your spark, find your why. With everything you need sitting in front of you like a giant universal cauldron, what is it that you desire to bring to life? And what can you do today that will bring it one step closer to reality? And the little mantra is, I can manifest the life I desire through energy and action. Wow, that's going in the new book, actually. That's because the new book is about creating in exactly this kind of way. Funny how that happens, isn't it? My goodness sakes. Oh, golly, this is just amazing. This is just great. Hey, Sophie, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, it was really, this whole thing is just incredible. Catch up on some of your comments here. Oh, that's cool, Donna. Yeah, I think a lot of us are in that same boat, you know. So, Kristen, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'll tell you what, it has been. Hey, Jamie. Limitless potential. Yeah, it is. It's just incredible. Well, and it is exactly what I had planned to talk about tonight. Because right now we are in Cancer season in astrology. And happy birthday to the United States, which it was founded, if we use July 4th, or other people use July 2nd. Ray Merriman uses July 2nd, July 4th. It's all right there. And for something as big as the United States, it certainly can work. It is a cancer country, a cancer nation. And Cancer in the sky is all about nurturing and mothering and loving and tenderness, emotional, caring, compassion, self-confidence. It's about protection. Think of the crab, taking its shell around with it, defending itself. And I was recording some radio this afternoon. Like I said, I'm working on this with Judy. And she's in St. Louis. And we were thinking of some things to do. She's going to put some fun astrology on her morning show this week. And we came to the idea of the United States being this, you know, at its best, this nurturing, you know, come here for shelter the way it used to be. And I thought of the quote on the Statue of Liberty: give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Boy, that's a beautiful expression of that energy. Now, that was written by Emma Lazarus. And Judy said, oh, yeah, that was my mom's sister's something. She's like a great aunt to Judy. I was working on this and she's one of our listeners. I mean, and she said, yeah, that's my great aunt. I'm related to her. I'm like a close relative of hers. I'm like, oh, how cool could that be? But that is exactly this energy right now, is like a great big universal hug for all of us. Now, I think, didn't we talk about this a little bit last time, that, you know, as far as just from a pure energy perspective, I hear it every time I'm talking to somebody, and you do too, that the challenges and that we are all experiencing for the last about 90 days, all the planets, you could have stuck your thumb up in the sky and basically covered the alignment of all of the planets. They've been really bunched together. And that has been heavier than we normally endure. It happens. It's not often, thank goodness. And in the middle of that was an eclipse and a Mercury retrograde. I mean, we kind of threw everything in the kitchen sink at this. And we're still here. We're still standing. And we're going to be still standing, because we're going to make it through on the highest timeline. But it has been challenging for a lot of people, and the people you work with and the people who are not conscious are not knowing what to do with it. And yet they're not thinking about what to do with it. They're just reacting. So that's kind of the reason why everything is the way it is. And Esmon, I'm glad that you made it tonight, because I saw your Facebook post earlier today. And I really appreciate you just putting it out there. I mean, that's what the Facebook group is for. And she was just basically saying she was having a hard day, having a hard time, having a tough weekend. And with that, we give you big hugs, all of us. So let's just send Esmon some good vibes, and that we're going to do this for all of us here in a minute. But yeah, just giving Esmon some really good energy here. Let me see what energy has made me want to be a hermit, but I'm in local politics. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do, right? But yeah, I get it. Right. Exactly. You just want to see the sunshine outside and you want to pull the covers up. And so yeah, we got to keep on trucking on. And here's a guy who keeps on trucking. Are you in Europe, Arnaldo? It's like 2 a.m. and Arnaldo, no apologies, my friend. Just keep showing up, and I really appreciate it. Good to see you again. It's been a while, and I appreciate it. That's great. So, with the card that we drew, here's what I had planned. Hours before the card was drawn, this is how it works. I went to Louise Hay this time. We've been doing Catherine Ponder quite a bit, but I wanted to pull some from Louise Hay because actually where I am now is I drove through where she was north of San Diego when I went down there to visit my cousin. And by the way, for those of you who have been thinking of her name is Lynn. She's back in the hospital with a fever. And of course, that's totally expected with leukemia because the treatment they gave her to basically save her life. She was in the process of, her body was in the process of shutting down when they caught it. That takes your immune system away. So she's back there in the hospital. And just say a prayer for her. She's 76 and just a dear, precious soul in my life. And she's got a battle ahead of her for sure. But I loved, and I thought about, I knew about the area where Hay House was. It's been bought out now. But I drove through there. So it's kind of cool when you're in an area where something great like that happened. A lot of us have been touched by various things that they've put out, no doubt. So here were some of hers. Life supports me in every possible way. Let's just say these together. If you're in a room by yourself and let's just say them out together. Life supports me in every possible way. When I share love, it comes back to me multiplied. That's been our theme around here, hasn't it? I am loving awareness. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Oh, I love that one. Let's say that one again. I choose to make the rest of my life the best of my life. Ah, wow. I love it. And here's one about speaking up, which is now the time. I speak up for myself. I speak up for myself. Very good energy to support that right now. Excellent energy to support that. Ooh, it is safe to look within. It is safe to look within. Uh-oh. I had the same one. I guess we're supposed to hear it again, just like the card. Let's do it again. When I share love, it comes back to me multiplied. Whatever I need to know is revealed to me at exactly the right time. Boy, that's one to hang your hat on, isn't it? Let's say that one again, too. Whatever I need to know is revealed to me at exactly the right time. And this one, I just smiled so big. The past is over. Oh, don't we all need that? The past is over. Yesterday, it's gone. The past is over. We can create anew. And that was our card, the magician, the creator. The palette is yours. Go paint on it. Go create. So cool. Love that. Oh, goodness. Let me catch up with some of your comments here. I hope my children and grandchildren will come back into my life soon. I know. That's on my list too, don't you know? Don't you know? Yeah, thank you all for the prayers on and then Arnaldo, I know it's so great. And you've got a fan club here. You know that, all of us. So that's great. Lisa, good to see you. Thanks for joining us down in Texas. Wow. Oh boy. Yeah, you're in the same. Well, so first, sorry about your dad. Tough time of life when that comes, when we have to cross those bridges. And we will send you some support and energy on that, Monica, for sure. So let's go into a meditation now of creation. This is a good meditation. This is good energy this week. It really is. It gets better. It's not as dense. It's not as tight. It's not as thick. It's not as soupy. And it is better. So let's just celebrate that. It's finally a breakthrough, and I'm so glad. The next couple of weeks are actually pretty good. August it pivots. I'm going to say August it pivots, but we'll tackle that when we get to that point. So let's just go into a meditation together, and I'd like to commemorate for this last time for a while that at least for me that we are together, the groupness of this, because one of the tenets that we started this all on was that we would all get together and combine our energy and send it out to the world. That's really how this thing began, is we were just going to get together and focus on love, focus on peace. This was even a year, I think, before the Ukraine situation started. And we just thought, let's send loving energy out into the world as a group. We have to be doing something. You think, what can I do in my life? How can I make an impact? What can I do to do something to help this planet? Well, this is one of the very best ways, is to get together with a group of people and just collectively together send good energy out into the collective environment. And that's what we started doing 3 years ago. So let's do that now and just visualize that we are all together. You've seen names pop up through the time here. And well, thank you, Donna. She says she feels love here, and that's the intention. You know, when you put intention into something, it definitely comes back. So let's just join together. You've seen requests of people that are hurting, people that need support for tasks ahead of them. And we know there's healing energy. In fact, I saw, let me go back up here. Mary Ross, our dear Mary. She started a job this week, ended up in the hospital with a bad AFib, and another on Saturday. Oh, wow. right. Would you guys give me just a minute to talk to Mary? Um, I have come up with kind of a natural thing that helps tremendously. It's not a cure, but it's something I think you should do. Um, I will email the ingredients of that to you. Some things you'll have to order, but I take it every day, and I have not had an episode all year. Not one. A couple times where it tried, but not one. So I'll get that in your hands. And thank you for sharing that. So, so let's just go into a meditation here, and let's focus on creating. I like this. Yes, create, create, create. And first, let's focus together now. Let's bring ourselves together this time. I know a lot of you who are here have been here for quite a while, and you know the other names. And it doesn't really matter in the world of energy. You don't need to know the name. Just know their spiritual presence on the planet at the same time. We're all here together. And so let's join together in that way. And the very first starting place of this meditation is I am loving awareness. And in fact, kind of in celebration or anniversary of this, if you're inclined tonight before you go to bed to put Ram Dass's I Am Loving Awareness on and listen, and maybe loop it a couple of times, and go to sleep tonight in loving awareness. Because love, focusing on love, being love, will certainly put us on the higher timeline side of daily and worldly affairs. It will set our compass in the direction that we want it to go. And it's the highest emotion that we can not only give ourselves, but that we can give others. So I am loving awareness. And then let's say together, we are loving awareness. And just all the people who comprise our circle, Sandra, Raina, Mary. Hey, Brittany, good to see you in. Brittany's back. Donna, Monica, Esmon, Robin, Jennifer, Lisa. I'm just going back through the lists here. Arnaldo, Jamie with us tonight. Rhonda, Sophie, raising a beautiful daughter. Isla, Kristen, Kathleen, and many others. Nikki, if she's still with us from Montreal, Kathy, and the ones who haven't commented who are here. Loving you too, man. Thanks for being here. Jock Crispy. We're all souls. We're all just trying to find the light switch in a dark room, aren't we? And we've got plenty of ways to guide us on that path. I am loving awareness. I love you for your journey. We love each other for each other's journey. You love me for my journey. We're all just in it together. Loving on you, Nikki. Thanks. Thanks for being here. Love that dog. What a great picture. I am loving awareness. See, everything we see, just love. Let love pour out of your heart right now. Just fill up with love. It's easy to do. Doesn't that change your state? The heart math people talk about coherence. It's when the space between the beats of your heart is equal from beat to beat. You get there by slow breathing, relaxing, focusing on something positive like loving awareness, and then doing basically 5 or 6 seconds in, 4-second pause, 5 seconds out. You know, the military breathing that they do is 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. You can do a variation of that. And just sit there and breathe like that. And chances are your heart will smooth out by just doing that. They sell monitoring equipment to measure it. But if you do that, you're 80 or 90% of the way there. You can just trust that it's happening inside your body. It brings smoothness to the very essence of our life support, our heart, which is where love originates, by the way. I had no idea the emotional connection of our physical heart to our emotions, especially love, until I had mine poked on. People who go through heart procedures talk about the emotional aspect afterwards. It's very real. I am loving awareness. And right behind that, another very powerful emotion is peace, harmony, stillness, quietness. So fill up with loving awareness and then think of peace, harmony, cooperation. Different tribes and cultures and countries and genders and ages and every kind of difference that there is along the human spectrum, all getting together in loving awareness and peace and harmony. That's high timeline living right there. No friction, nobody playing politics with each other, nobody gaming the system, nobody, like you can leave your doors unlocked. You can leave money out on the table. Somebody might say, oh, did you forget this? Loving awareness, peace, harmony. It can happen. Just see that it could and send that out into the universe. You think, how could it happen? Are you kidding? Like, are you saying that Democrats and Republicans could actually get along? Yes, it's possible. We could see the picture differently and still love each other for our journey, respect the other person's perspective. How would we do that? Something like that? Are you saying that the Palestinians and the Israelis could get centuries old, millennia old conflict? Thomas, you're crazy. No, because we're all human and we all have the capability of loving awareness. That love that you felt so full of just a moment ago. What if that was the major driving force of human behavior? I mean, isn't that the way you prefer to live your life? It's just others who don't. What if others did? Yeah, we'd all get along. We could gather at the same holiday table, and there would be no fights. We could coexist. We could share land. We could share opinions and yet still respect our differences. It's possible by living on our highest timeline collectively. So let's just take that as best we can, however you see that, harmony, and send that out now into the world. Just right up from our circle there, elevate it and lift it up into the sky. We're each lifting our own form of that love, our own vision of that love. And we're lifting it up to the world. And you know, it doesn't have to be a faraway place, although it could. It might be your office. For some of us, it might be our families. Send it out to where you connect with to send it. And then I want to do one more, and that is to you, for you to love yourself. For you to, in fact, if you feel it, wrap your arms around your chest and just give yourself a hug, maybe rocking back and forth with your arms stretched across your chest, hugging yourself. Giving yourself caring, nurturing love for your path, for your journey, for your warts and all, good and all, brilliance and all, pain and all. A big self-hug and love to and from you. Maybe I could encourage you to do one other thing tonight before you go to bed. While you're brushing your teeth, look right in the mirror, right into your own eyes, and say your name, I love you. Say, Brittany, I love you. Nikki, I love you. Jock Crispy, I love you. Looking right in your own eyes. Donna, I love you. And from that fullness and from that self-love, we give love to each other now. Being a conduit, circling, circulating, cycling. Let the love flow into you, well it up from you, and then send it out to others in our group. I am loving awareness. And so it is. I am loving awareness. I hope you'll remember over the next weeks and couple of months ahead, until we get back together again, that you can always go right back to there. You'll never lose. You can't miss. You'll find the light switch. For those of you who have ridden along with us for 3 years, thank you so much. This is a tap the brakes. I've got to kind of focus on the things that I'm focusing on. But thank you so much. For those of you who are fairly new and some for the first time tonight, thank you for joining us. We'll be back. Kristen and Danny will be here to pop in and lead in meditation and check in. But I just want to thank you so much for spending these Sunday nights together. It really has been incredibly special. And I'll plan on being back in early September, and we'll pick up from there. But just wanted to say thank you all very, very much. I'll be on the podcasts as regular and probably even more regular. I've got plans to really stoke especially subconscious mind mastery up. So we'll be there, and I'll be very visible and pop into the Facebook group when I can. But Liz, it was so great to see you tonight. Thank you. Just really appreciate it. And or let's see. Whoop. Let's do Esmon here. Yeah, it has been fast, hasn't it? Wow. Oh, and you have a great summer too. And thank you guys so much. I love you to pieces. You just don't even know. And thank you for being here tonight. It was really special. I'm loving awareness, and I love you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.